Welcome to Subramani. So after a few months spent in with COVID and waiting for the money from Franklin Templeton, it looks like we are closer to the solution, or perhaps we are closest to the solution that we ever were since that eventful day of 23rd April, when Franklin Templeton decided to stutter some of the schemes that they had. Have we achieved anything by going to the courts? We will talk about it later, but what is the position as of now? So based on what has happened in the courts so far, the current situation is more or less similar to what it was on 23rd April. You still can't get your money. However, the Supreme Court has at least said on that now there will be two resolutions. One is your consent to wind up the scheme, and second is the actual procedure where you will be told when you will get the money, kind of stuff, because it depends on how quickly the money is realized. How should you vote? I think you should vote yes for both. Yes, you want an orderly winding up, so it has to be done, and then the procedure will also come. So voting for yes makes sense. I do not know whether the management can say it so openly as I can say it, or some other journalist can say it. But the vote, what does the vote mean? Many people think that by saying, by voting no, they will achieve something, that the fund will again become open-ended. I don't think that is going to happen. So it's much better to opt for a yes, because even if suppose we do opt for a no and everybody opts for a no, will it become open-ended? Yes, it might become open-ended, but the management, remember, has the right to put a limit. They can say not more than 2 lakhs per person ever. So somebody who's got 2 lakhs will benefit, but somebody who's got say 50 lakhs is going to take an extremely long time. So I don't think that is a good option. So opt for yes. It means there will be an orderly winding up. The procedure will be known to you. They will realize the assets. Two of the schemes are very close to 50%, that is ultra short and low duration. The other funds are not so badly off as they were say in April. And given the liquidity that the RBI has thrown into the system, I think an orderly winding up is perfectly possible. So say the fund manager and his team can get to crack it, and I don't think there is going to be too much of a hassle in at least these two funds. The other funds you may not realize as much as this, and from the looks of it, it looks like you will get a NAV higher than the April 23rd NAV. It is a well performing fund, but we do not know how much of the assets will be realized. So let us see whether they got any advantage in doing this whole exercise. At least some of the intellectuals will claim that by going to the court, we know one thing, that the court has said that it is necessary to take the consent of the unit holder. I think that was always sensible, to take the consent of the unit holder, but taking a consent of the unit holder before winding up the scheme, to me looks like a joke, because you will never be able to shut the scheme down immediately, because the decision has to be immediate. You cannot say I will take the consent and then shut it down. That does not look possible. But maybe there will be more restrictions which the trustees will be able to put, like saying you cannot withdraw more than 2 lakhs per folio, or 1 lakh per folio, or only 5% per folio before the consent is given. And then seek consent, and then some procedure will definitely be cleared by SEBI. SEBI will have to perhaps form a committee and do that. The other thing which the courts could have done, what Ahmedabad court or Bangalore court could have done, is to say, anyway, start making the payment at least to people who need it in an emergency, some 50,000 per folio or 75,000 per folio. I don't think anything was achieved by not making the payment right from the month of June, when they could have passed the resolution. Right now what has happened is status quo ante has been restored. Yes, SEBI has been wrapped, and the courts have said SEBI should have put down a procedure, but it is very easy for the courts to say that. The thing is, the regulator always moves along with the industry. The industry did not ask the regulator for a procedure or a process. Sure, some regulator could have anticipated this, but I think it is too much to expect. But yes, a process can be set in place, which I am sure now it will be set in place. Could this process have been set in place along with doing the disbursements? Yes. Would Franklin Templeton be fined for what it did? Maybe yes. Will it come out of the unit holders' money? No. So anyway, the unit holders' money, which was rotting at 3%, remember the fresh money could not be deployed in the market. So one thing is to say 50% of ultra short and low duration is lying in cash, but that is something to feel terrible about, because I'm sure it is earning sub 3% return, which is to reduce the overall return. So I don't think too much of thought has gone through practically from the investor's point of view. But yeah, what has been achieved has been achieved. Now, what is my recommendation? My recommendation is please vote a yes. Allow all the schemes to be wound up. There is absolutely no advantage at all that I see in voting no. Everybody seems to be saying that if you please don't think by voting no you will get the money faster. You will not get the money faster. By voting yes you will get the money. So assuming that you vote for the resolution in December, and then there will be another procedure given to you where you will vote yes, and some maybe a Deutsche Bank or a Kotak or somebody would be appointed to look after the orderly winding up. The trustees could do it themselves with the help of the same fund management team, and that's it. After that you will start getting the money. That is the stand that the government, that the company Franklin Templeton is taking. I already did one Me Kalpa kind of video, so I am not sticking my neck out, but it looks like if you vote yes to both these resolutions, one which will come to you immediately and one which would come to you after some time, very good chance that you will get your money as and when it is redeemed. So in ultra short, if you got 5 lakhs lying there, you will get 2.5 lakhs. And if you got 50,000, you will at least get 25,000, which is not a bad start. That's it for me. Thank you, and please vote yes.